Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Kia Niro and its 8-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, speaker locations, then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Totally redesigned for 2023, this is the Kia Niro Hybrid. And there's also a plug-in hybrid model and an electric model, fully electric. This one might give you the best sound system experience because of the big subwoofer in the back. We'll talk about that a little bit more in speaker locations. But we've enjoyed driving it around, and it's a pretty decently priced alternative to a lot of cars kind of in this size category, if you will. So if you do want to see more on the car, check the link in the description. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality roll-into binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults, so let's take a look at those now. The Kia infotainment system works pretty well. I don't like the lag that you often experience clicking between menus, but let's go right up here. We're in the media screen already. Let's go down to sound settings. We're greeted with a premium sound screen in this car that doesn't mean anything other than a speed-dependent volume control and a startup volume selection. I appreciate that. It makes it so if you were listening to music late, when you got out of the car, shut the car off, or listening to music loud rather, then when you get back in the car the next day, it's not blasting you. It kind of starts it at a nice volume. Below that, you have front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. Very easy to move around. Then you have your tone screen, treble, mid-range, and bass. Let's go through those. Not the most adjustment in there, but you should be able to fine-tune it for exactly your ear's preferences. And that's it for sound adjustments. For audio controls in the Niro, you've got a volume knob here, but keep in mind if you press this button, it goes to climate, and then it's actually controlling your temperature. So you got to keep that here to do volume, but you've got a permanent volume rocker switch on the right side of the wheel. For track selection, same deal. If you're on this media menu down here, you can do seek and track from right there or scroll through with the right knob. You can always use the touch screen if you're in the proper menu, and you've always got this right side toggle right by the volume controls. For audio inputs here in the Niro, you got your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio. We should actually confirm that we do have AM.
A portion of the second half.
Yep, got AM in there. And then you've got a USB-A port, Bluetooth, and support for wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and that is it. What does that mean you're missing? Well, there's no USB Type-C port for data. There's one for power right here, but it's power only, no data connection. No wireless CarPlay or Android Auto in this car, which I think is a bit of a miss. However, I do have a remedy for that. When I drive around in cars like this, I have this smart box. I plug it into the car. You can buy one of these if you want in the link in the description. It'll give us a little bit of cash and get you wireless CarPlay. So that's a good option there. And then it's also missing any sort of streaming service built in, like a Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, Amazon, anything like that. And no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack, but we're seeing so few of those these days. Speaker locations. As I said, this is an 8-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got sort of a mid-ranger, maybe kind of woofer there, 1, tweeter 2, center mid-ranger and there, 3, 4, 5, into the back, 6, 7 in the door. And the trunk that I don't really think needs to be powered. All the way up under here on the floor, you've got 8 subwoofer right there. All right, I'm gonna get this stuff put away, and we're gonna get out on the road. and upper sounds sound pretty decent in this car. I like the soundstage in front with the tweeters and that center speaker, but the accuracy of the lower notes and the lack of power, those are both really bringing this system down. You can hear in every track we've tested so far today that the lower end notes are sloppy. Yeah, they put that big powerful subwoofer back there, but it's not doing the car many favors when the bass notes aren't coming through accurate and the rest of the sounds are dipping out in order to provide enough power for that subwoofer to make noise. Speaking of bass, for this next song, we'll turn the bass all the way up and see what happens. Yeah, hear how much the rest of the music's fading out? All the crispiness goes away on any of the bass hits because the rest of the speakers don't have enough power to do anything. You know it's bad when the bass song actually sounds better with the bass down. Wrapping up my thoughts on the 8-speaker Harman Kardon here in the Kia Niro. It's unfortunate, but this is very similar to... What's going on here, people? Can't figure out how to operate 2 lanes. It's very similar to how a lot of Kia systems sound. They're lacking this power, and strangely enough, it doesn't seem to matter if it's a Meridian or Harman Kardon. I mean, they're both owned by the same parent company, I believe. I could be wrong about that. Going off the top of my head, though. It's just strange that you get these good sounds and then they get dropped out by the lack of power in the system, and it's frustrating, really, because this should sound pretty good and easier listening. It is decently balanced, but as soon as you really got to kick that subwoofer into high gear, the system falls apart. So it's barely scraping in with a B, and the main reason for that is it is better than what we'd call an average system. You are going to enjoy listening to music a little bit more, but I'm disappointed in the accuracy. And also, come on, Kia, you got to get wireless CarPlay and Android Auto in here. It's pretty inexcusable for a top trim to not have it, even though your lower trims do. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Niro, check the link in the description. I should point out this is probably one of the best fuel economies we've gotten on a sound test before. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.